Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I am very excited for this video because it's going to be the first in a new series on my channel, and it's going to be monthly Shop My Stash is-ish, if that even makes sense. So basically I'm going to be on a low buy for the rest of 2019, and by the time you see this video, that video should be filmed. So I'll have it in the cards right here if you want to check that out and like learn my reasons and my rules and everything like that. But I've been trying to think of some way to incorporate older things in my collection and make it interesting, and I really like doing Shop My Stash. I did a few Shop My Stashes. The problem is I cannot do them weekly. Like, I just cannot do it every single week, and also I would take them out and that would be my Shop My Stash, was actually going through my stash, but I never use them on camera, and then I would like forget to film a follow-up, and I was just a hot mess. So I have a very specific plan on what to do for this series. So I'm going to be, like I said, doing monthly Shop My Stash and I'm going to do it off camera and just have everything all ready, and I'll tell you. Hopefully in the future this will go up on the 1st of each month, unless it's a Sunday, because Sundays are, no, it won't go on the 1st. It'll be the first Monday, Wednesday, or Friday in the month. That's what it'll be. And in this video I'm going to just show you what I shop my stash for, what I'm going to be using this month, and do a get ready with me kind of thing. Get ready with me, trying the makeup, using the makeup, doing a look, whatever. And that'll be this video. And then at the very end of the month, the last Monday, Wednesday, or Friday of the month, I will do another look using everything, and as I'm using it, I'm going to do like a review roundup and talk about each thing that I used, how I felt using it all month, if I made any progress, if I'm going to declutter it, if I end up not loving it, those kind of things. So I thought this would be a fun way to get some use out of old things. As far as the items go, they don't have to be like super like OG YouTube throwback items or anything like that. Like, I'm not digging for the oldest thing in my collection, just something that I want to show a little bit more love, and then maybe some newer things. Like this month I have a new palette that I haven't used yet, even though I've had it for like 2 months. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then another thing that I've noticed in the past that I felt like I was unsuccessful with different project pans or just different projects was that I would always lose stuff and I would like forget where I put it. So this time I have it all together. So I've gotten a few PR boxes, and I am a hoarder. So I am determined to find use out of all of them. So I have this one that I got from Glamlight, and it's the Caliente. It was a PR box for the Caliente palette because it says Bienvenidos a Latin America. So this is where I'm putting all my items because I feel like it's nice and big. I can store everything. I can keep it all in here and remember to use it and to pull for it, rather than just having it, rather than just having it on my vanity, because I could lose it. I'm not going to go in order or anything. I basically just picked out like one of each category. So I have a setting spray, and this is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is my second one of these. I really, really love it. I haven't used it in a while. As far as primer, I have this Ordinary Hylamide HA Blur Hyaluronic Based Prismatic Blurring Surface Finisher. I got this in a Beautylish Lucky Bag, and I like heard really great things about it, but I think I only used it once. I have no recollection of how I felt about it, so I thought I would give it a try. I also have my Anastasia brow gel. I have a lip liner. This is the ColourPop Oh Snap Lippy Pencil. I basically just chose a nice nude lip combination because that's what I wear like 99% of the time. I also chose ColourPop What's Your Sign lipstick. I have a Dose of Colors lip gloss, and this is the shade Can You Not, which is a nude. This brow, what is this? The brow palette from Profusion Cosmetics. I think this is from their light medium kit, and I just really like this. And I have the BH Cosmetics concealer, their total coverage concealer, and this is the shade 100. It's the lightest shade, I believe, unless they have added more. And I always hear people talk about how much they love this, and I always forget to use it because it has one of those stupid little like puffy things. I prefer a wand 100%. So I thought I would go ahead and give this another try and see how I like it. I also have the Ofra Nikki Tutorials Glazed Donut Highlighter. And this is what it looks like, one of my favorite highlighters. I figured I would throw this in for like January because it is winter now, and I'm like the absolute palest of the pale in winter. So that's probably the best time for this highlighter because it is really cool toned white. Okay, and then I have a Wet n Wild contouring palette, and this is the shade Dulce de Leche, and they have a new version of this, but it's not the same. It's different colors, so this is discontinued, and I never use it because it's discontinued, but that's so stupid. I really want to get use out of this, so I'm going to be using this as my setting powder and my bronzer. Then I have a foundation here, and this is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. Just looks like this. And this is the shade Porcelain. It says Shake Well. I never knew that. Wow, I've used... Okay, you can't tell because the bottle was laying down, but I'm like right here. So I would like to finish this in January. I feel like I can do it. Alright, so next I have the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush Palette, which... this is, I used this in a Shop My Stash before because this is so expensive. Every time I see it, I'm like, I need to use you more. So here's what it looks like. That's a not cute angle of me, so we'll do it like in the mirror like that. So there's some blushes, some highlighters, and I just want to go ahead and use this some more. I really like the formula of this. I think it's a very beautiful palette. I've got two last items, and this first one is the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using this month. I'm slightly nervous. So this is the Morphe x James Charles palette, and I bought this the day it launched, the very first launch, and you guys have not seen it yet on my channel, and that's because everyone was talking about this palette, and I just didn't want to be like another drop in the ocean. I want to be doing my own thing. So I just felt like YouTube was overloaded, but I really like the way this palette looks. There's so many color combinations I want to do with this. Oh my gosh, okay, why can I not open this right now? So I was very excited about this palette. Here's what it looks like. You can see I haven't used anything. The only color that has, this one's messed up because my son, he got a hold of this, and I was like, Robin, no! Like running across the room, like, don't touch the palette. I have not watched a single review on this palette because I don't want to be biased. I just want to make my own opinions. Actually, you know what? I've watched one thing, but it wasn't a review. It was eye swatches from that girl Shay. And the reason I'm mentioning that specifically is because she used an eyeshadow primer on one side, a concealer on the other, and she showed like it was like a ginormous difference. And the eyeshadow primer that she used is the Sigma one, and I'm not sure if we're using the same shade. I have the shade Persuade. They sent this to me a while ago, and this is a little bit more of like a sticky eyeshadow base, and it has a little bit of color to it, so I thought I would use this because it's what she used. It obviously worked really well with the James Charles palette. Those are all the products. I know it's kind of a lot. Like, I've been talking for 16 minutes. This is probably going to be cut down to like 3 minutes. Okay, fingers crossed, 7 minutes. So that's everything. Alright, so I'm probably going to speed this up, but I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows, and I'm going to use the shade Taupe more in the front and the shade Soft Brown more in the tail. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the eyeshadow base and just prime my eyes. Alright, so now for the moment I've been waiting for a hot minute. I'm going to go into the James Charles palette, and I'm just going to show you the colors I'm basically going to be using. So I really want to do a blue look, so I'm going to start off with this matte blue here, and then I think I'm going to go in with this matte blue, and then this matte blue. It's blending fine, but I feel like the eyeshadow primer, I think it's the eyeshadow primer, looks kind of weird. Really dry, kind of like fish scales. So now I'm going with that like periwinkle medium blue shade, and I'm just going to bring that a little bit lower in the crease. I think I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that lighter blue on top. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the deepest blue shade, and I'm going to kind of focus that on the outer V and just blend it in. I think it looks good right now. So take the blue shade right here. This one, it's like a shimmery royal blue. The lid. I mean, it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's pigmented, but it's just not like, it doesn't look like a super special like I don't know. I guess I'm just at this point in my collection where I have so many shadows that are like glittery and like they catch the light so beautifully that regular shimmer shades like this just don't really excite me at all. This is this eye going in with a wet brush right off the bat. That definitely looks much better. Alright, so now moving on to my face, I'm going to go into the Ordinary Primer. Let's see how it feels. Feels pretty silicone-y, like maybe something that's good for your pores. So now going into the foundation, it says Shake Well on the bottle. I really like this foundation, but I have not used it in a hot minute. The dropper thing is kind of definitely a lot nicer when it's more full. Now that it's at the bottom, it's a little bit hard to get at. So today I'm going to be using the Body Blender from Real Techniques because my best friend said she really likes using this for foundation because it's so ginormous. She said it gets her foundation done really fast, and I thought this was going to be big, but I didn't realize it was going to be this big. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to like this. This is my first time using it, and I already have like marks in it. Right. I hate it. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I bet she doesn't even know what a real good sponge is. Okay. It looks green. Yeah, no, I can't do that. So now going in with the BH Cosmetics concealer. Just gonna get a little bit out. What the heck? Which it's more of a fluffy brush, so it's not gonna be like the most full coverage concealer look ever, but that's totally okay. Alrighty, so now going in with the Wet n Wild duo. Just gonna take that yellowy light shade underneath my eyes. I used to be obsessed with this powder because I felt like I really like a yellow under eye, but I need the shade to be light enough to work for me because most yellows are like that banana shade that like highlights if you have a medium skin tone. So when I found this, I was so excited, and then when they discontinued it, I was so like heartbroken. I just stopped using it. There's the new Dulce de Leche versus the old Dulce de Leche. And I'm just going to go into this contour shade, which I can't even remember how I feel about this. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that. Alright, so I'm starting off the lower lash line with the lightest matte blue shade. I'm just going to go along the entire thing. I'm using the most random brush ever because all of my brushes are dirty. Not all of them, okay? I probably have like 30 brushes in front of me still, but all the ones that I like to use for the lower lash line are dirty currently. So now I'm going to go into the deepest matte blue shade on a tiny little like stiffer pencil brush. And just going to put that on the outer corner and then work my way inwards, and this is just going to be like as close to the lower lash line as possible. Just gonna take that previous brush and just like blend over the edge. So this is the dark blue liner from Ardency Inn, and I'm just gonna use that on my waterline. The last shadow I'm using in the palette is probably the one I'm most excited about. It's going to be this really beautiful light blue right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that on my inner corner. Yes, 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 yes. No, I got fallout. No, no, no. So for blush, I'm going to go in with literally the tiniest baby amount of this blush right here, which is like this like pinky gold shift. I want like literally almost nothing because I have such a bold look. I don't like to wear a lot of blush with like, at least not these blushes. They're like very bright warm-ish blushes, and I just don't feel like that goes the best with like blue. I prefer to do something more neutral, so I'm just using a tiny little amount of that. Alright, so really quickly I'm going to go ahead and throw on some mascara and lashes off camera. I went ahead and used the Anastasia Brow Gel, but my camera wasn't recording, I didn't realize. So just did that real quick, and now I'm going to go ahead and use the Ofra Glazed Donut. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I used this. That glow. I'll blend it out in a second. So I'm just gonna basically blend that to my heart's content, and then I'll go back in with more at just the highest point. I love the way glazed donut looks like on the chin. That's so random, but it's one of my favorite things about this highlighter. So really quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and use my Milani setting spray. And then I'm going to go in with all 3 lip bees. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I really love how it turned out. I feel pretty good about myself right now. I just love this eye look. I feel like it is just stunning, and I really liked the way the James Charles palette performed for me, especially with that eye primer. I'm going to keep playing with it, obviously, the rest of the entire month, and I'll be back at the end of the month to tell you guys how all the products worked out, if I'm loving them, just basically doing like a little review a bundle review. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this series. If you do, definitely let me know down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.